At 3:42 p.m., just 56 minutes after Japan is rocked by one of the top 5 earthquakes in recorded history, the tsunami wave approaches Fukushima Daiichi nuclear plant. Inside are 3 active nuclear reactors. Diesel generators are pumping water around the reactors to cool the nuclear fuel rods. But these generators must stay dry. In Tokyo, one man is watching the unfolding disaster with increasing alarm. Nuclear engineer Mitsuhiko Tanaka helped design the Fukushima plant.
As soon as I put on the television, I learned that it was offshore of Fukushima. That was the epicenter. And then a tsunami warning followed. I felt that this was going to be terrible.
The plant is protected by seawalls 18 feet high. But they are no match for the 45-foot wave. Filmed just after the wave has hit, this astonishing video shows the damage. Swamped by the wave, the diesel generators are destroyed.
There is something very important that has to happen after an automatic shutdown, and that is to immediately cool the reactor.
Now, there is just one backup cooling system left: battery-operated pumps. But they only have an 8-hour charge, and the clock is ticking. While Fukushima edges toward nuclear meltdown, across Japan's east coast, people are fighting for their lives. At its highest measured point, the tsunami reached 124 feet above sea level.
It broke my heart to see some of the areas that I've walked. How many of those cities are gone? How many of the places have I been to that aren't there anymore? How many of my friends are missing their homes or not even alive anymore?
For many, helicopters offer the only escape route from their island prisons.
We
heard the noise of a helicopter in the sky. It had a searchlight and hovered around the roof. Then a rescue worker came off the helicopter and told us, "We're going to rescue one by one."
Brian Barnes returns to Otsuchi to discover a scene of utter devastation.
It was like nothing that you could even imagine. You know, I don't even think Hollywood couldn't even create something like this, I don't think. I think there was about 18,000 people that lived there. And at this point, there's not enough people living to take care of their dead. They've lost more than half the town. So it was pretty much hell on earth.
But Japan's nightmare is about to get even worse. At Fukushima nuclear plant, the battery-operated cooling pumps run out of power. And then, seismic event turns into nuclear catastrophe. An explosion blows the roof off Reactor Building 1. Two days later, another explosion hits Reactor Building 3. With all automatic systems disabled, the authorities have to make a terrifying decision. They must send men into a radioactive disaster zone to manually cool the reactors. One of the chosen few is Tokyo fireman Yukio Takayama.
When we got through the main gate at the Fukushima nuclear power plant, I think it was after 2300 hours on the 18th at night. My very first impression was that it was like a strangely silent haunted house.
感じでした。
This footage shows Yukio and the team as they move in toward the reactors in total darkness.
You couldn't smell anything or see anything dangerous. There was nothing that you could see. All we had in front of us was the collapsed nuclear power station, reactor number 3, right in front of us, which was billowing smoke. You felt this strange kind of fear.
Inside the plant, Yukio and 300 others work in shifts of 50, pouring seawater on the reactors, risking their lives to avert even greater catastrophe.
I was frightened. I don't know much about radiation, but I believed that being exposed to large amounts of it meant certain death. So fear is only natural, but counteracting that fear was a sense of duty that all of us feel.
The Fukushima radiation leak is eventually given the maximum nuclear disaster rating of 7. The same as Chernobyl. This is the biggest disaster to strike Japan since World War II. And it's an event that has affected the whole Pacific region. 11 hours after the earthquake, the tsunami had crossed the entire Pacific Ocean. Brushing past Hawaii, it traveled nearly 5,000 miles at an average speed of 450 miles per hour, eventually ripping ashore in Santa Cruz, California. If a tremor in Japan can cause this, it's an ominous warning of the seismic threat that lies under America's own coastline.